On today's show, we will be looking at a hot new Italian eMTB from Titici, as well as some of the tech that you guys have been working on, and also some of the incredible locations from around the world. So we know from Pietra Ligure a few weeks ago that the Italians are mad for e-mountain bikes. So what better then than to take a look from the country itself. Now we're here high on the hills above Pietra Ligure, and this is a brand called Titici from Mantova, which is near Lake Garda. This is the all-new Everso bike, 160mm travel front and rear, 29-inch wheels, full carbon chassis, and some really neat componentry details on this bike. We've got the Vittoria e-Mazza tyres on there, front and rear, the Fulcrum e-metal wheel set. But for me, I think it's the visual of this bike. I mean, it really is pretty slick. We've got the new Shimano EP8 motor in there, 630 watt-hour internal battery, 170mm cranks, and the geometry on this bike, three sizes, small, medium and large. We have got a 460mm reach in size large, 65-degree head angle, 75-degree seat tube angle, 455mm chainstay, and a bottom bracket. Now the bottom bracket is around about 335, 340, but the guys have got a prototype Zeb on there which has lifted the bottom bracket a bit. So geometry numbers absolutely on the money. Now joined by Dave Hemming. Now Dave is a man who raced World Cup downhill. He actually was the first British rider to win a medal at downhill.
Yeah.
I think, Dave?
Yeah, 3 decades ago now. 3 decades, yeah, long time.
Dave, tell us a bit about Titici.
So Titici is an old historical heritage in Italian family bike brand. They've been around since 1961. Yeah. They were making frames as a supplier for many of the other bike brands in Italy, and there came a point in its history that Matteo, the founder's son, decided that it was time to kind of venture out and do their own brand, and that's how Titici was born as a brand. Yeah,
and I mean, like I mentioned earlier, the Italians are mad for e-mountain biking, aren't they?
Yeah, it's just everywhere around us right now.
Yeah, and obviously so will you be in the future?
Yeah, as a UK brand ambassador for Titici, I'm quite excited to be on this bike, and certainly my first foray onto this bike here in Finale, I had to admit it's my first time here as well, so it's a bit of an overwhelming time for me.
Can't believe that, Dave, can't believe it. Now, three models, right?
Yeah, three models.
Tell us about the sort of pricing. Is it 7,000 for the top end one?
7,900 and going up, actually. So right, the spec gets better as we go up, and we top out around about 10,000.
Okay, but like I said, some fantastic componentry on the bike, proper e-bike specific componentry. So obviously, which comes with a full carbon frame, is the lightweight. Now, Dave, about 22 kilos.
About 22
right?
kilos. Yeah, getting a little bit lighter as you go through the range as well. Yeah.
Do you know what I really like though? Is the swinging arm. Why don't more mountain bike brands have this style? It makes total sense.
Yeah, I think there's always a question of, will it be robust enough and stiff enough for an e-bike? Yeah. And we've certainly proven it out. We've got 1-inch bearings in that main pivot, so we've kind of looked at that and kind of gone, well, history dictates that the swing arm, elevated swing arm, works well. Yeah. Why not move it across to the e-bike and simplify the bike?
Absolutely. I like swing arm designs like this, such as the Honda bike from 2004 to 2008. A similar style, orange mountain bikes, and if you can go back to the bikes that you rode, Dave, in the late 90s, the Marin bikes, a similar design, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Proven.
So come back to some basics, keep it simple.
Yeah.
So I mean, for me, the whole line through the bike works really well as well. So from side on, as you said, it's just a good looking bike. Yeah.
So guys, let us know your thoughts of this relatively new e-mountain bike brand from Northern Italy. I think it looks absolutely amazing. Get involved in the comments below and tell us what you think. Doddy, I'm interested to know what you think of the design of this bike. I really like the neatness and the simplicity of it. What's your thoughts on it?
Single pivots to me, the classic single pivot, not like a linkage driven single pivot. When you're looking at a single pivot, I'm looking at it on my screen here in case you're wondering, looking at me. I've always loved the clean look of them, the clean back end, the clean front end, but this one's a bit of an amalgamation. So you've got that clean rear end with that high forward pivot on there. So it should technically be really good on the big bumps because it's going to have slightly rearward axle path there. But the front end looks quite complicated. It almost looks like it should have a linkage back end on it. And it doesn't look. It doesn't look bad. and it kind of looks neat. It just looks like there's a lot going on, I think.
Yeah. Now, we were in Pietra Ligure last week, and the EWS-E was incredibly exciting. Doddy, did you see some of the power stage stuff out there?
I did, and I think like this is it. This is e-mountain bikes have arrived fully now. Like, to me, the power stage is everything about e-mountain bikes. I want to go and build my own little power stage in the woods. I've got some great ideas because it should be disgusting and really hard to ride, I think. And it certainly sounds like some people were struggling out on the course there. I know you saw a few people struggling.
Yeah, certainly. I think about 40% of the entry didn't make it up the climb. And I think it's a really engaging and a sort of intriguing part of the future of e-mountain bike racing. I've got a number plate here, which the EWS guys made for us. So Doddy's going to be quite jealous of that, I think.
I've seen these, yeah. They're really nice. Is this one with the Medic ID built into the back of it? What a great idea, yeah.
So Doddy, I think you're going to have to, next season, you're going to have to get over to the EWS-E races.
100%, I would love to, yeah.
Now, our limited edition Adventure Week merchandise is still available, so don't forget to get involved in that. As to a lot of our t-shirts, I know it's maybe getting a little bit cold in the Northern Hemisphere, but you guys down in Australia and South America, get stuck in to the shop. Coming up on the channel this week, on Friday, we have EWS-E, a look at all the bikes, the people and the gear. Now, Doddy, it was quite interesting that Bosch pretty much dominated the EWS-E racing, as too did the type of bike. We looked at predominantly 29, 27.5 wheel sizes, around about 170, 180 mil travel. But I won't give too much away. That is coming out on the channel on Friday. On Sunday, X things, I think it was 14 things that you need to do on your e-mountain bike. And on Monday, Doddy, I believe it's Nico Vulio's the man himself, isn't it?
I tell you what, I am most excited about Monday's video. That guy has always been an absolute wizard when it comes to bike setups and stuff from his long downhill career. And to see what he's going to be doing with these bikes. Yeah. Awesome.
It really is interesting, folks. Please tune into this. It's not just about the bike, it's actually how you apply yourself to e-mountain bike racing as well. And as Doddy says, I mean, the detail that Nico goes into is simply a class apart from everybody else. It's just absolutely off the charts.
Okay, so now it's into comments and questions from you lot. In particular to the EWS highlights from the Pietra Ligure race. And the first comment actually is from Mark Harvey. He says, I was lucky enough to have a go at EWS E50 in Pietra Ligure today. What an amazing experience. The trails for the e-bikes were perfect, and even liaisons were single track e-bike climbs. Cannot recommend it enough. I'm sold on that. What do you think, James?
Yeah, well, actually, I met Mark.
Really?
Yeah, nice one, Mark, for doing that. I mean, hats off for getting round what is, an incredibly difficult event. It's not just, these guys aren't just pedaling on fire roads. You're going to have super technical climbs on the liaison stages. But yeah,
that just appeals to me so much. It really does.
Even if you don't race, it's a great adventure out.
Yeah.
Now, this is from Terry on eMTB Paradise. Terry says, last week's show, asking about fording water on e-bikes. Not quite on topic, but definitely relevant to the hurricanes that Texas have been experiencing during the summer. He said he rode 7 miles. What? He said 7 miles in water up to a foot deep when he got caught in a tropical storm.
Well, sounds like Wales all year round, doesn't it?
All on a rear-wheel drive fat bike. I assume by rear-wheel drive, you mean rear-wheel motor, right, Terry? Wow, that's impressive, that is. A foot deep. Doddy, it's not often I go a foot deep, I tell you.
Okay, so next one is also with the EWS-E Pietra. This is from Deep Diver 49. It sounds like his name should have been with the previous comment, to be fair.
Yeah.
So it says, most of these highlight videos usually show riders being outstanding in their riding. This one showed the best can make the same mistakes as me. I don't feel so inadequate now. Do you know what? I think that's a really good point. And also because the sport is so young still, everyone is really trying to find out like what they specialise in within it. We're seeing some of the world's best racers struggling on some of these sections, and that tells you a lot about how hard it is.
It is.
I think that's great.
Yeah, I mean, the difficult part is that when you're going up a super technical climb, and you're within inches from some of the world's best racers, the sort of focus is really on them really intensely, and the sort of the pressure not to make a mistake is huge, absolutely huge. And some of them did actually make mistakes. So like I said, that's a really sort of intriguing part of the future of EWS-E. Talking of which, this is Send of the Week. This is Ian, who's been doing his first ever no-hander. I like the graffiti background here. I don't know what on earth you're thinking trying to do that. Trying to copy Chris Smith. I mean, oh dear.
Hey, do you know what? That's the awesome effort.
Hats off.
Yeah, that was a great effort.
Yeah. Now moving on to some tech this week, and Adam, he's got his 2019 Track Powerfly. He got bored, so he says, and decided to paint his Bashka, and found out that there's actually a bottle opener incorporated into the Bashka. I'm not sure, Adam, the Trek designed it that way, although I do know some of the Trek designers in Wisconsin. I wouldn't put it past them, but nice.
Do you know what? I find it bizarre when bike designers incorporate things into bikes that you can open bottles on, because I'm sure you know this, Jones, you can open a bottle with anything. You can open a bottle with a lip balm, you can do it with a beer mat. You just don't need these things on bikes to help you.
As the Don point and Blake pointed, you can actually open a bottle of beer with a tyre in mid-flight, right?
Yeah. That's wasting beer though, let's face it.
Good point.
Okay, now it's time for Out and About. So let's have a little look and see where you've been hitting those trails. First up is, this is Paul on his 2019 Giant Trance E+3 Pro with a suspension upgrade. Hidden Vale Adventure Park near Brisbane in Australia. So description is it's a 55-kilometre cross-country race with 1,200 metres of climbing, Jones. He's 110 kilos with his riding gear. So like fairly big dude.
Eco mode.
And I had to ride an eco mode for the entire race, so my 500 watt-hour battery would last. Finished in just under 3 hours. Great event with around 20 e-bikes and 400 riders across all classes. Dude, that's awesome.
That's I'm just thinking, Doddy, 1,200 metres in 3 hours in eco mode. That's a full-on workout. That is.
You've got some strong legs on you.
Full-on workout. Now,
for sure.
Next up in Where You Been is Eddie and Sally. Now, Eddie's on his Specialised Lever Comp 2019 out in Sälen mountain in Sweden. And Sally on her Vitus E-Summit in Paphos Forest near Dimata. Where would that be? Anyhow, Sally says that cycling in the Paphos Forest, which is about 270 square...
Paphos is Greece, isn't it?
It is. E-bikes have been really opened up for myself and my husband, and despite the 90-degree heat, dodgy navigation and a few hidden snakes, we have never looked back since getting our e-bikes.
Brilliant.
That's got to be Mediterranean by the sounds of it.
Yeah, I would have thought so. So, different side of the world now. This is from Melinda. In Australia, this is Bellbird Hunter Valley. So it's a 2 Norco site VLT C1s. The hubby and I out for a ride in our local bush area before night shift on our Norco sites. This is a mix of single tracks and fire roads. It's an old coal railway cutting. It still has some of the spikes laying around from the old mine days. That's super cool.
Tina from
St. Foy.
Near Tina, or Teen.
Yeah.
Tina and Teen. Tina in Teen.
Yes, that's right, Teen, yes. Merida E160 900, nice. Exploring and having fun, watching Dad tumble down the mountainsides. Lost a single track, awesome.
Brilliant. Great. Guys, keep sending in where you've been or out and about. I really enjoy this part of the show, Doddy, to see what adventures people have been on in different parts of the world, and it gives you...
It's great to see people out riding in so many places, especially at the moment, you know, where we're pretty restricted to where we can and cannot ride.
Yeah, but it certainly shows that e-man bikes are very inspirational when it comes to adventure.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's Bifold time, and whilst Doddy's doing his hair, I have to say that the level of Bifold images has gone up in the past few years, I have to say. And the variation of bikes as well. It's fantastic to see. So please keep your photos coming in. If you don't make it to the bike vault 1 week to the next, keep them coming in because we will, I promise you, try to get them in there. Now, beginning this week's bike vault is Ruben on his Specialized Canevo 2020 out in Luxembourg.
Nice.
It's a neat bike, the Canevo, isn't it? Really neat bike, 180mm travel.
It's a big old bike. I found it too much for me. I mean, it's an amazing bike. I found it had too much travel for me when I rode one.
Now there's a subject. There's a subject we should discuss.
Especially, well, are the trails really hilly in Luxembourg? I have no idea. I bet it'd be pretty hilly with a bike like that.
Ruben's having a great time. Ruben, that's super nice. Now moving closer to home, closer to the trails at Avon on his Cube.
Nice.
This is Lee.
Yeah.
Doddy, that's a nice shot, I gotta say.
It's almost perfect, Jones. It's got the puddle, it's got the reflection, it's got the lovely Cube bike in there. You've even got the old wind farm in the background. Do you know what the problem is, though?
What?
It's non-drive side. That would have been a super nice, but sorry, this is Martin Ashton's rules, not ours. He made the rules up.
I disagree with that drive side, non-drive. So you're going to give it. So what are you going to give it, Doddy?
Okay, well, do you disagree then with the mismatched tyres?
Oh, crikey! So finicky. Go on. What's your verdict?
I think it's nice.
Okay. Right, moving on then, Doddy, to Elan Valley in Mid Wales. Paul and his Levo 2020. What a beautiful place to ride.
Beautiful place and a nice shot. Yeah.
Yeah. And swiftly moving on to Brant and his Turbo Canevo in Invermere, British Columbia.
I mean, flipping out, winds on the backdrop. My God, that is incredible. Wow. The bike's nice.
And now to Tracy's Merida in Canberra, Australia. Yeah,
very nice.
Yeah,
bike's good. It's another Australian bike. Like, this is awesome. There's loads of stuff going on in Australia, isn't there? Definitely missing out, I think.
Yeah, we need to get out there. A bit of a log pile here. Mark's high bike, all mountain in Farley Mount in Hampshire. I like it. Is it a nice or super nice? It is.
Cool, give it super nice. It's good effort. It's a nice shot. Super
nice. And then a brace of bikes: a CubeStar Hybrid, HPC. There's two cubes. This is Wayne.
CubeStar and a Cannondale Moterra, I think.
Okay, it's nice. It's nice.
Yeah, it's nice.
And this one here is nice too. This is Eva's Trek Rail in Lansing, Michigan.
Oh, they're really nice. Those. I've got a bit of a soft spot for those, I've got to say.
I have to.
Yeah.
I have to.
It's a nice bike.
Have you seen the purple colour of those bikes? Wow, amazing.
No, maybe, I don't know, but I love this. What was that, blood red? It's really like translucent blood red. It's really good.
Was I a bit hasty in the nice?
I don't know. I'd almost push for super nice, you know.
Super nice. Oh, look at that trail! Look at that trail. Turbo Canevo comp.
Oh my God.
This is Tins. This is in Davos.
Oh wow. Yeah. Switzerland, isn't it? Yeah. Abundant.
Tins, you're breaking my heart. I want to be there. I want to be there. Look at that. Look at that. Oh my God. Do you know what?
Oh. It's nearly a super nice, isn't it? But this is different. This is leading us to look at the trail more than leading us to look at the bike.
Oh,
and I'm distracted because that trail looks so good.
Interesting. So Doddy, I think that's a nice. But what is this week's super nice bike? I think I really like the shot from Avon myself. But
I think it's really nice. He's taken a lot of care to take it. It's kind of against the rules, but I think we should give it to Lee.
So Lee, you have the bike of the week from the trails down in Avon as the winter draws in. Good on you.
Looks awesome. Great shot, dude. And a lovely bike.
Yeah. Doddy, thanks for another chat.
Oh, pleasure. Nice to join you. I'm still waiting for my new e-bike to turn up though, Jones.
Doddy's cut out.
Just saying.
Oh, it's because my phone's cut out.
He's just hung up on me now. That's convenient, isn't it? He always does this. I talked to him about a new bike and he just goes missing. He goes, hey, well, where are you today, Jones? Oh, I'm out in Pietra Ligure having fun. Oh, cool. I haven't got an e-bike at the moment.